Hello plant community, thanks for tuning into this channel. My name is Pam and today you guys I'm going to go over 5 of my favorite plants for the month of May. So come on along with me and let's take a look and see what I have. Okay, so you guys, like I mentioned before, I have 5 plants that I am really loving on for the month of May. I wanted to just take you guys along, and they're not in any particular order. So I'm actually going to start off with this plant right here. This is my poinsettia, which for a lot of us that's in the plant community would not be considered like, oh my gosh, it's a gorgeous plant. But I am really loving this plant right now because I did purchase it around the holidays, you guys, where the majority of the leaves were pretty much red, as poinsettias are known for. But after the holidays, you guys, it literally just dropped leaf after leaf after leaf. And I really was not left with anything but the actual stem that you see right here. So what I've been doing, you guys, is I've been spraying water actually on the stem, and I've been giving it very bright light from my artificial light. The leaves are a little bit too thin, I think, to actually handle the actual bright light, natural light, and I'm scared that it will burn. But all the leaves that you see on this plant, you guys, has just grown just from me doing that, giving it bright light and a spritz. And one thing I noticed too, this plant does not like to dry out too much, so I kind of try to treat it similar to when I care for my Marantas. You know, if the top inch of the soil is dry, I usually give it a nice drink. And right now I'm feeling that it is kind of dry and I need to give it a drink. I have it in its original nursery pot, you guys. I've never taken it out because of the planting medium, even though it's not something that I would normally use. But if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So this is my plant baby number 1, this poinsettia. My other plant, you guys, I'm really loving on, and it is a Hoya, but if you've seen me do the video, I believe it's out already, in regards to me just showing you the plants that I put outside. And this is the first growing season where I'm actually putting more of my plant babies outside, and I'm trying my best to monitor them. But needless to say, you guys, I'm gonna show you this Hoya Sunrise, and I'm loving the way it's sun stressed. I probably put this plant out on my patio, I'd say about 3 weeks ago or so, and none of the leaves had any of this beautiful red hue. But guys, look, I mean, that is just gorgeous. It's in a 2-inch planter, but it is really starting to hang, and I am just loving the hues. And I just know that as we progress in the growing season, that the color on the leaves is actually going to intensify even more. So I'm super excited to see what it's going to bring. But the Hoya Sunrise, you guys, I really, really do love it. Plant number 3, I'm really just on it because this plant has just been making a comeback one after one. It's one of my Ecuador plants that I purchased. And if y'all been watching me sometime, y'all saw the pitfalls that I had with buying some of the plants. But this plant is making a tremendous comeback, and I'm loving the way the leaves look. And let me pick it up. It is my Philodendron Gloriosum. You guys, look at this. What are we doing? What are we doing? I am so excited because when I got this plant, it was beautiful with maybe 2 huge leaves, but unfortunately they fell off, they died off, and all I was left with was literally just a stump. And I had it initially in hydroponics, and it was actually starting to grow after a while, where I started seeing leaf number 1 and then leaf number 2. And then since I know that it is a crawler, I kind of like put it in this, and it's just been really taking off, you guys. This leaf right here is the latest leaf, and look at that. It covers my face, and I just love the feel of it. You know, it's so velvety. It just reminds me of a larger form of a Philodendron micans, which is another plant that I am really loving as well. But you guys, I love that subtle white veining in it, and this leaf just recently unfurled. It hasn't even really hardened off yet, so I don't know if this is just going to be the size that it is going to stick to, or if it's going to get a little bigger. And the cool part about it is, as soon as this leaf had emerged, I looked down in the pot and noticed that there is a little small growth point as well. So right now this plant has a total of 7 leaves, you guys, and I am loving it. It's getting very subtle light from my fancy light, as well as from natural light that's in my dining room window, and it tends to love it. I've been checking on it, making sure that it doesn't have any pests. I've been doing a lot of pre-pest management when it comes to this plant, because I'm so excited. It would just, like, I guess, hurt my heart if this plant was something bad would be to happen to it. But this is like my #1 plant, you guys. I'm just, look at it. Only because it made such a big comeback. It doesn't have anything to do with the size of the leaves. The size of the leaves, however, is just an added bonus. You tell me what y'all think. Y'all have a Philodendron Gloriosum, and how well it's doing in your care. Okay, so plant number 4, we're going back to Hoya. This plant I've been watching grow tremendously throughout the course of the month. And it's really surprising me, because, you know, sometimes as life take over, you don't pay attention to each and every last one of your plants, especially if you have a ever growing big collection such as I. But anyway, this is my Hoya Macrophylla albo Marginata, I believe that's how they pronounce it. You guys, look at this plant. I'm so proud of this plant. I've had this plant for, it's going on, this summer will actually be 3 years, if you can believe that. And when I got this plant, I had probably maybe like 6 leaves growing out of here. And you know, I got it on this round trellis, you guys, and it's just putting out leaf after leaf. But I'm loving how the leaves are sizing up. Look at, this was one of a new leaf. It's still soft. Look how big that leaf is. This one is also another growing leaf right here. Very beautiful. And look, I mean, just look at the size of it, you guys. This plant is absolutely gorgeous. I have massive peduncles. I don't know if y'all can actually even see it. Massive peduncles growing every which way. It's just that they haven't actually fulfilled or blown up. So it'll bud up, but then it'll fall off. So, you know, which is fine. I have had this plant bloom for me one time. It was just one bloom, and I really enjoyed the look of it. I really wish that I could get all these peduncles. That would be very nice to bloom at one time, because this plant is gorgeous. Y'all let me know if y'all have a Macrophylla, how well it's growing in your home. Is it nice and wild? And look, this is not even on the trellis. I can try to wrap it around, but I kind of want to leave it like that. And this vine right here kind of grew right through my hanger. So I would have to actually unclamp this, because to try to pull it through, I don't want to risk breaking this leaf off. But even if I did, that would be a good opportunity to propagate. I've also propagated this plant. This plant has been on, is actually in my house on a wall mount. I actually have another propagation that's on the side of my refrigerator, and I had about 2 other propagations I believe I gave to friends. So I really love this plant. It's loving life right now, and I couldn't be any prouder as a plant parent. Now this last plant, you guys, I'm really loving it because I remember the size of the plant, and I'm just going to show it to you guys. And this is the Philodendron Pink Princess. It's kind of hard for me to pick it up, you guys, but I wanted to show y'all. Now, as y'all can see, the leaves may not be that spectacular in regards to the variegation, but you know me, if you've been watching me for some time, I love the red hues of plant leaves. So even though it's not as heavily variegated in the pink, it's still providing me joy with this beautiful dark color. Kind of reminds me of a Philodendron cardinal. But I do have some smaller, I don't even know if it's going to pick it up. Probably not, you guys, I can't. I have smaller, a smaller plant inside that's showing like a very beautiful variegation. But look at that. The plant is sizing up, you guys. And it's sizing up because I have it on this moss pole. And believe it or not, I can actually see more particular up here, up at the top, where it has grown into the moss. And I may actually have to extend or add another pole. You see this right here? Can y'all see that? This red piece right here? Can you believe it, you guys? That's actually the root system. It's grew into the moss and now is growing up and coming out. I'm gonna try to take a picture of it so you can see a closer look. But yeah, the roots are growing out of it, so it's extremely happy. Considering that it's a lot of roots in the back as well too. Up at the top, I don't know if the camera is gonna show that to you. Y'all see that? That red lines right here? That's the roots. So I don't know, I think, comment below, you guys. Let me know if you had this plant, considering how robust the root system looked. Would you do a chop and extend the method with this, or would you leave it as be? Me personally, like I said, if it's not broke, why fix it? I probably would leave it as is, but comment below because I'm curious to know what you guys will do in this case. But you guys, it is beautiful. I mean, it's giving me pink. It's just not, it's subtle pink. And I notice the more light I give it. Now, of course, you guys, with pink princesses or any other variegated plant, it really does go down to the genetic of the plant too. So like for me, I don't feel like that I'm at a loss with this plant, because even if it didn't have any pink on here, even though I brought it as a pink princess, I'm still loving the dark colors on there because I love dark color leaves. So that's my preference. I know some of you guys would want to buy the pink princess for the name itself because you want to see more pink, but I'm actually satisfied with this. Now granted, people have been coming across or finding more variegated pink princesses. I haven't had that luck, and in order for me to actually buy another one, I would have to see a more variegated version, like in the flesh. So I wouldn't order one online or anything like that, and it would, of course, it would have to be at a good price. In regards to pink princesses as well, what I've noticed too, as far as the price variation, it's been fluctuating. Some places have pink princesses that I think is a little bit too pricey considering the availability of them now, and then some people will be actually coming across a pink princess at a good price. I just haven't had a chance yet to see one up close. I've seen one that was a little bit too pricey for this day and age in regards to the plants, but you guys, I mean, I'm loving how the leaf definitely sized up. And I'm loving how the stem on the plant has definitely bulked up. And this is the latest leaf, you guys, which gave me this beautiful subtle pink. Hasn't really hardened off yet. And I just keep it right here underneath my Sansi light. And I try my best to water this moss pole. Not that often. I do have the mix. It's a very airy mix. I did it on purpose. I'm learning now that with some of my moss poles, in order to prevent not having root rot, that you need to make your soil a little bit more area so that when water do flush through, when you're trying to water this, it won't affect the root or overall health of your plant. So that pretty much wraps it up. Let me put this down. Don't need a plant hazard. That pretty much wraps this video up, you guys. So those were my 5 top plants that I am feeling for the month of May. You guys let me know, do y'all have any favorite plants in your home that you've been loving on, that you've been crushing on for the month of May? If so, please comment below. Let me know what they are. If some of these plants that I made a mention you guys you have in your collection, let me know if they've been thriving, and if so, what have you been doing? And also, if they haven't been thriving, let's start a conversation with that. If they haven't been thriving, let me know what's going on. Maybe I can help pinpoint, but or maybe just create an overall care video for any one of these plants. So y'all just let me know, because like I said, this channel is not only just for me, but it's for y'all as well, so that we can grow together in this community. So I'm rambling on now. That pretty much wraps it up. Keep in mind, you guys, if you love foliage as much as I do, and you love listening to planty things, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. If you feel that a friend would benefit from this video or any of my videos in the past, please share as well. Push those thumbs up, because they have been helping, and I appreciate all of you that's been commenting as well as pushing those thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Y'all enjoy your day wherever you are in the world, and until next time, guys, much love. Bye.